For further, I came totally unprepared. I didn't have even like a food resupply, pit stops made, to be honest. I checked the route like 2 hours before the race. So I'm not the best one to follow when it comes to this. But actually, I was like, for this race, I was totally in like comfortable mood, not stressing about it anyhow. So I just went with the flow. And actually, it turned out the route was a lot harder than I thought.
Really?
Yeah,
How
yeah.
so?
There were many fields to go through, sands. There were like single tracks, long kilometers of single tracks.
Wow.
But it was fun part.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Zone to Speak podcast. I'm your host, Juliana. This episode of Zone to Speak is supported by Peloton, the ultimate sunscreen for athletes. If you know me, you know I never leave the house without sunscreen, and Peloton is my go-to. It's lightweight, breathable, and designed for endurance sports, perfect for any day out on the saddle. And because they are supporting the podcast, you get 20% off your order. Just head to the link in the show notes and use the code ZONE2SPEAK at checkout. Protect your skin, fuel your adventures, and support the pod while you do it. Today on Zone to Speak, I'm joined by someone whose adventures have truly captured me, Justyna Jarczok. Justyna is an ultra cyclist, YouTuber, and adventurer who's ridden through some of the most awe-inspiring parts of the world. Her journey is one of courage, curiosity, and deep reflection. She's not only pushing her physical limits through ultra distance races, but also using storytelling to bring people into the emotional side of endurance, the solitude, the beauty, the fear, and the freedom. So let's dive in. Justyna, welcome to Zone to Speak.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
My pleasure. We started chatting more when I was covering Via Race, and it was such a joy to have you follow the race along. And having your commentary was super helpful and so much fun. And I was really captured by your own adventures. You are a real badass. Tell me, what sparkled you to start ultra cycling?
It's actually like a long way, which I guess started like in the kindergarten, because I was always like an active, like adventurous child who was like not sitting on a butt in a home, but like playing in the forest or on the football pitch with like boys' activities like judo or athletics. So like in the high school, like I kind of dropped the sports, to focus on studying. I went to like even medicine university, but
Wow.
after 3 years, I found out it's not for me. Like I don't feel comfortable with it. So I switched to marketing. So really different field than
Yeah.
medicine and science. And that's like the moment when I discovered running, but not like the short kind, but like long distance. So I started like road and mountain marathons, which is kind of funny because I finished them without like any training. So like,
Wow.
yeah,
Incredible.
yeah,
Incredible.
yeah.
And from that, I guess you were writing and then you grew into ultra race because ultra race is very niche and it's rare that someone starts there. I think a lot of ultra cyclists come from bike messaging
Mm.
or they have done some type of road or mountain bike competition and then they come to ultra cycling. And you have done some big races lately. You done I think last year you done Bright Midnight. You have just done further. How has your experiences been?
I mean, it was not like all of the sudden I got into ultra cycling, because I'm cycling since 2023. So we can say 2 years of
Yeah.
cycling. So it was a long way. It was sometimes like putting myself on a deep water, because like the first ultra race I did was in like a year ago. It was Race through Poland, like 6th edition. So
Wow.
yeah, I came to the race like without knowing what 1,000 kilometers mean, and without doing like more than 3,000 of elevation. So it was like, yeah, a total
Yeah.
unknown.
That's a real tough one to start.
Yeah,
Incredible. But you are from Poland, right? So maybe
yes.
it's at least the terrain is a little bit familiar to you and the weather.
I mean, the thing about this race, it's not in the Poland, like, it's everything except Poland. Like,
How
this
come?
edition went through, if I remember right, through Hungary, Slovakia, and
Okay.
then a little bit of Poland. So the the hardest thing about this race was actually route planning, because you're connecting like control points on your own. So so the biggest challenge for me was to even like create the route. It took so much time. Riding it felt pretty easy after. Yeah.
I bet. I mean, I'm always a little bit afraid of creating routes because even for short rides, sometimes you get to a dead end or you can't
Yeah.
really get through. You have to reroute or try to find your way. How did you cope with that? Doing like for 1,000 kilometers, it's kind of like TCR and via race that you have the points you have to go
Yeah.
through, and then the rest you have
Exactly.
to route yourself. Okay.
I sucked at it. Even if I when I did like a second edition this year, I'm not the best route planner, to be honest.
It's an art.
Yeah, yeah. I just can't put like my heart really into route planning. I'm the one who like can cycle for a day, not like sit and check the maps and connect the dots. That's just me.
Yeah, you I don't know if that has to do with your ADHD. You have been talking openly about it.
Yeah.
And tell me a little bit more about that because you have voiced how cycling helps you so much with that.
It's just like, I grew up being taught like always, it's just you ate too much sugar, it will go away, and everything, like realizing it's not sugar, but the problem about me, a disorder, to be honest, because it's a disorder, took some time, but spending more time with myself, especially during running, ultra running and cycling, then I figure out it had like a connection between. So yeah, it switched like the way I feel, and the energy where I can just put like all my emotions out. It's just the sport in general, like the adrenaline itself. It's something that works for me perfectly well.
That's good. It's good to when you know what's happening with your body and your mind and you find ways to work with it, not against it. You
Yeah,
have your
for
own
sure.
tools.
Yeah.
And you have been to so many incredible places. Which one is your favorite to ride and what all those rides have taught you?
I mean, Norway was like a highlight
Norway.
for me. Like, to be completely honest, I hate riding at night. I'm not the person who like enjoys riding with just looking at the stream of your light in front. So when I came to the bright midnight idea of the race, that the nights are actually bright, it uh, it turned out pretty quickly that it was it still is like the biggest problem for me when it comes to ultra racing, aka cycling, because I like to like know from through what I'm cycling, and like be aware of my surroundings. There's like a kind. a thing for me, to be honest.
I agree. And for me, it's also safety. I don't know if it's psychological, but it just feel much safer when there's daylight. And that's one of the reasons I have also been drawn into bright midnight, maybe next year. But yeah, because you have daylight almost all day long, and that's definitely an advantage.
Yeah, I mean, I still need like to push myself harder to feel more comfortable during the night, because for me it's like, it's not that I'm like scared of like white animals or anything, because I have really good lights, so I can see like everything or where I'm going. But I'm just a human. Like, I'm not used to like switching myself in a night mode off. So I'm just producing melatonin. So even when
Yeah.
I just like take caffeine and everything, I'm just feeling sleepy. So even like in the race in England, the further one, I needed to go for like 20 minutes to sleep because I was just falling asleep riding. So I just stopped, like felt it's time for it, and that's it. No more like no topic for me. I just need to stop because my body tells me to do so. So yeah.
It's good to listen to your body. Yeah. When you are deep into a race, maybe a little bit sleep deprived and physically empty, what keeps you going? Do you have mantras, any mental tools that help you stay present and focused besides the 20-minute power nap?
Yeah, you can see me like on all, I think like on all my cycling photos, I'm wearing something in my ears, like the headphones. I have ones that look like earrings because, for example, in Spain, it's forbidden to ride in the
Yes.
headphones.
Yeah.
So I'm just, trying to be incognito with them. Uh, and they are actually like the key for me for a success, because a good music or a podcast, for example, to focus more, or like when you're just doing a solo ride with a podcast, you can just, relate to other people talking, or, in your mind, answer the questions or do an argument, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's also so helpful. I mean, sometimes it can get too much. And from music, like you said, I just switch to an audiobook or a podcast, go back to music. Sometimes silence is fine, but when you are on those deep moments, I agree. Like some music can really help boost the mood and the energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Different playlists for different kind of moment of
Yeah.
the day, to be
Yeah.
honest. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. How about filmmaking? Your YouTube videos are beautifully made. They show, the solitude, the beauty, also the vulnerability of these rides. How do you decide what to share and what to keep private? And do you find the camera changed how you experience the ride?
I mean, I started recording just at the beginning of this year. And the first video I did is not on my channel. It's on Magazine Bike, for which I work, the Polish cycling magazine. So it was actually not planned to do this video. And all of the sudden, I found that it's pretty much coming easy to me to like record myself and talk a little bit of shit, how I feel, like how bad I feel, or what I just did, and where I'm heading, like how much do I have left. Like, people are interested in not even like the views, but seeing your like physical like state or mental, how tired are you. It's kind of like what draws people to you, to be honest. Even I caught myself when I'm watching like other YouTubers, cycling ones, or Josh Reed, for example. It's about emotions. It's about like people, and it's not really like the surroundings. So that's what I'm trying to show, like the reality of like what's behind, and how how I'm feeling, yeah, at the moment.
Yeah, I love that about you. You know, it's very authentic and we can see exactly how you're feeling. So it's a little bit of the reality because, I mean, of course, it's beautiful and it's so nice to see the views and, oh, maybe I want to go visit this place. It looks really nice. But
Yeah,
when you're telling your story, it's good to see like the highs and lows, not just the highs.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm focusing like if I feel like a shit, it's just not like, oh, I'm gonna smile, it's gonna be better. Like it does not work this way. Like on any kind of social media, like I'm not going to pretend I'm feeling okay. It's just don't create stuff for like algorithms. Just be human, please.
Yeah. And I thank you for that.
Yeah.
You have built a strong following as a solo female writer. How has your experience been within the ultra cycling community, and what do you hope your work shows to other women thinking of doing similar?
I mean, I'm not that big. Like I'm small. Come on. But I actually like. And this year, I decided with one of the Polish race organizer to do a race only for women. It's called Pink Race. We're gonna continue this one next year. So it was just about putting more women on bikes, leaving husbands at home or boyfriends and gathering just for a one day to to go for a road biking or like gravel biking. And it was like a pure pleasure. I felt so good after this year, even though I was so tired. Just it's. But I like it that the women's topic is coming up more and more because it's needed. Like at the beginning, obviously, I had many like opinions from men, like you know, good tips or what to do and how. But actually, it's changed. Like I am quite strong at the moment. Even like on the social rights, I'm the one in the front, pretty often leading. And I know it takes some time to stand out or just show that that the fact that you're a woman doesn't mean like you need to be in the back. It's
Yeah.
just about the people you surround yourself with. Showing other women that this environment doesn't need to be so strong is quite important in my opinion.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I am starting my own as well event because I wanted to create something that it's a challenge, but also just short and I mean challenge and easy. It's a, a contradiction, but it's not like a huge challenge that you have to commit a lot of days and a lot of kilometers. So it's just a weekend free event for women. I'm hoping that women come out of this weekend feeling more confident and knowing that they can go on an adventure by themselves or join a race, um, and that they belong. Doesn't matter the speed or the strength. And it's being super well received. I'm so super happily surprised that so many women have signed up for it. So I think it is important topic, like you said. It must be talked about it, and hopefully there's going to be more and more of these events coming up, like mine, like yours, and some more challenged as you are building up your strength and confidence.
Yeah, but after this event, the pink race, there was one woman who actually signed up for Bright Midnight because she went like, I'm inspired by you. Let's do this challenge.
Nice.
And she actually finished and did so well. Like I
Amazing.
was when I saw her at the finish line, I just cried. Like I had
Oh,
tear
yeah.
in my eye. Like
Of course, I would
such yeah,
too.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. And how was it your experience at Further? I think it was the last race you did.
yes, exactly. 2 weeks ago, yeah,
Yeah. You
the
you have been
time.
going from race to race. How do you do it?
It was a stupid season. Too much in the calendar. Yeah, I mean, some races I do like are like kind of a collaboration with the cycling magazine. So I'm not this kind that likes to write about the event when I have like a possibility to take part in it. For example, same like for an equipment. I'm not like the one that likes to write about some kind of like bike, looking at it. I'm just gonna take this bike, do like a 500 kilometers race, and then I can like create my opinion about this. So this is my kind of like, being cycling editor. So that's the difference, I guess.
Yeah. And how was Further? And what's usually your approach? Like, if do you sleep? How much do you sleep? Do you try to be super efficient during the day, or do you stop and enjoy the view and have like a nice meal? How do you approach your races?
For further, I came totally unprepared. I didn't have even like a food resupply, pit stops made, to be honest. I checked the route like 2 hours before the race. So I'm not the best one to follow when it comes to this. But actually I was like, for this race I was totally in like comfortable mood, not stressing about it anyhow. So I just went with the flow. And actually it turned out the route was a lot harder than I thought.
Really? How
Yeah, yeah.
so?
There were many fields to go through, sands. Uh, there were like single tracks, a long kilometers of single tracks,
Wow.
but it was fun part. And a lot of riding during the night because 2 weeks ago it gets dark pretty
Yeah,
quickly.
it's getting
So yeah,
earlier.
and also the night was really cold. I stopped in like the telephone booth with books in it to sleep for the snap because it was so cold. I just snuggled to the books, and yeah, it was. Yeah, but the race itself was like
But if it's like, was there space for you to lie down, or you just like
I sat.
sat? Yeah.
Yeah, but
Wow.
it was warmer. It just this kind of like situation. It's about problem solving on the
Yes.
way.
Yeah.
Like you're
It's
going
100%
like
about
yeah,
adaptability.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Just going and figuring out what to do, how you see like the booth. Yeah, let's go jump in. That's the occasion. Let's take it. So
Yeah. It's important to stay warm. It's, if you needed a nap as well, then you gotta work with what you get.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And what's next for you? Any adventures coming up? I know now it's maybe off season because, as you said, in Europe it's getting colder. I don't know if you're planning anything in another hemisphere, or now it's just next year. What are you up to?
I'm actually in Belgium right now. As you can
Okay.
see, it's not
Yeah.
my room. So in few days, I'm heading to Netherlands to the Gravel World Championships, which I like applied because of I took like part in Vortezi gravel race in Austria in April this year, which I did for fun. Came out, I'm quite okay. The legs were good. So yeah, gravel world champs for me this week.
That will be fun. And you're going to be wearing the Poland flag.
Yes, yes. So
Exciting.
yeah, that's the last. race of the season. Okay. So yeah, next season will start pretty early because it's in February. So you can make a guess what race is it. It's, Atlas Mountain Race. So a little bit of change because it's not a typical gravel race and ultra racing. It's more like mountain.
Yes.
So it's gonna be interesting, I would say. A
Is that the
change.
first time you're going to be on a mountain bike in a
No,
race?
no. I actually started preparing for it like a month ago. I
Okay.
did a race in Poland in Bieszczady Mountains, which was like 280 kilometers, but like 6,000 of elevation. And I took mountain bike there to check how I'm feeling, especially, about the weight of the bike and the flat bars.
Yeah.
And yeah, what came out is like I will need to like figure out if I want to ride on flat bars because my uh,
Wrist.
wrist didn't like felt quite okay after. So I guess I will do like a monster bike or you know
Maybe a mountain bike
empty.
with a drop bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you thinking, or would you take all the Nelson races since you're doing Atlas Mountain? Are you thinking about the other races throughout the year?
I
Like
was actually thinking about it pretty deeply, uh, but I'm not sure about the fourth one, the one in Turkey, which
Taurus.
is
Yeah.
going to be added next year because three would be possible, but even when I'm looking like the numbers of the last one, I'm not sure. And also like the financial side of doing all the four races and time, it's so like it's big, like when you write it down like on paper, because for every race, the mountain one, you need to come to a place like at least a week before
Yeah.
because of the acclimatization and everything. So adding that is also like important about it. We'll see. I want to do like Atlas, Hellenic for sure, and then we'll see about the rest.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, I am very excited to see how you pace place next weekend. Wish you all the best. I'm sure it's going to be so much fun just wearing your country's flag. Everybody that came to the podcast that have been on the World Championship last year definitely got emotional. Um, but have fun out there, and I can't wait to see what you bring on next season.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm having so like big plans. So kicking off this training in November is essential for me. Doing some like also taking some time off after the championships.
Yeah, that'll be
And
important.
yeah, it's
Reset a
gonna
little
be big.
bit.
Yeah.
And how are you going to train for Atlas Mountain? Because these are winter months in Europe.
I mean, I got really into my whoosh
Okay.
racing. I did even like my whoosh championships and world championships as sports like last week.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so that's what I like to include. It's not like I'm not riding in winter because of the climate change. Winter can be like with snow or without. Sometimes it can be like 10 degrees. So we'll see how it goes. I have like ski touring lessons planned even, but I'm not sure if there will be snow. So
Well, some cross training is always good, but yeah, with the climate change, we don't know if how the weather will be. I mean, I'm in Spain, and during the summer, there was a week that usually it's like super hot, and we were having like 15 degrees.
yeah.
Crazy. So, um, yeah, well, again, I just want to thank you for taking us along the ride, your ride and your journey, and showing us what's possible. I can't wait to see what comes next for you, and please stay in touch.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for having me and your time.
Pleasure. And that's all for today's episode. I want to thank the listeners for tuning in. Your support means everything. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider following, leaving a review, and sharing it with your friends.